What's up, everybody? It's me, your boy 10, aka Makeup and Music with 10, aka Asanya. Answer to them all. Okay. So we are going to be doing a one brand tutorial, one brand makeup video today. I'm shooting a couple videos today. I shaved my sides. I'm actually braiding my hair tomorrow with Kanakalon or Kanakalon or however else you pronounce it. I'm putting it in my hair. So I am going to be doing a full face of Col-lab makeup. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to tell you in a second. So Col-lab makeup is a Sally Beauty brand. It is a brand that features smaller influencers, and they all work together on the brand. And Col-lab has some of my favorite products that I've ever tried. The products range from about $5.99 to about $14.99. It's a little bit more pricey than some other drugstore brands, but it's a really good brand, and I have quite a few stuff out here. I basically have everything I need for a full face with the exception of mascara. I don't have Col-lab mascara, and I don't have a Col-lab primer, so I'm going to be using a different mascara and a different primer, but everything else will be Col-lab. So let's just jump right into this. And I really need to start wetting my sponge before I sit down, but I keep forgetting to do that. So let's just do that now. Back. So I wanted to do a black-owned makeup business video, but I just don't have enough products yet. I have some Fenty Beauty, I have some Black Minerals, but I really want to do a really good BOMB video, so that's why I'm not going to do that just yet. So I just wanted to do a one brand tutorial instead. So let's just jump right into it. I don't really know what kind of look I'm going to do, but I mean, I am using this blue palette from Col-lab. So we'll just start with priming. So this is one of my favorite primers. It's the Col-lab Chill Pill Skin Primer and Booster. I use this in almost every single tutorial or every makeup video that I shoot because it's my favorite primer. It's super hydrating, and I just bought a backup of it because I was about to run out, and I have a whole nother one waiting for me when I am done here. And this primer has lasted me a good over a year. I got it a long time ago. I got it last year, 2019, or even possibly 2018, because I got it when I worked at Sally's, which I've talked about how I used to work at Sally's, and that's how I discovered a lot of these brands. So, oh, I forgot my other Col-lab products, which I'm about to use. Okay, so to set my primer, just to do a light setting on my primer, I'm going to use this Col-lab. You can't really see the Col-lab part. This is the Col-lab Kill the Shine Pressed Powder. And this is a shade Cocoa Truffle. Yes, Cocoa Truffle. So I'm just going to take this brush here, lightly dip. I really enjoy this powder. Only thing about this powder is that it is very, the only thing about all Col-lab products, that is the one thing I do not like, is that it's very, very powdery. So be very careful going into it. And I will have the prices on the screen, and I will timestamp it because I finally figured out how to put prices on the screen in my editing software. So you can't stop me now that I figured it out. So it's a really great powder, really enjoy it, but the product's really dusty. Okay, and so for foundation, I do have a Col-lab Oh So Fresh Skin Tint in Tawny Mocha. This was too light for me over the summer, but I'm thinking because it's winter time and my winter color is in effect that this should be fine. But if not, I'll just mix in a little bit of a darker color. But we're just going to start with this. And this is a great light skin tint. It's not full coverage, but it's just to, you know, even out my skin tone. If I just want to even out my skin tone, I think it's great for that. It definitely has an orange undertone to it, which is fine for me because I do have an orange undertone. So it works for me. And it's a really, really nice, like, I really like how it applies. It's very, very lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy, which I dig. And it does look like it's more my color again because y'all know we get lighter in the winter, darker in the summer. I'm ready for my summer color to come back though. This whole light skin thing, I'm not light skinned, but I prefer my darker shade. And then I can wear my Fenty and it's perfect. So, but this is great for winter and when I just want to even out my skin tone and just want light coverage. And I got this on sale for like, I want to say it was like $7.99, but in reality I believe this is between $10.99 and $12.99, but I could be very, very wrong. Like I said, this is not full coverage. If you're looking for full coverage or skin tint, it are usually not full coverage. But I am not a full coverage boy, so I don't care that much. Unless I just really, 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 really want full coverage, I am definitely a light, natural coverage, natural finish type of boy, personally. That's just my preference because I like my skin to be able to breathe just a little bit. So that's why I tend to go for a lighter coverage personally. Okay. Yeah, that looks actually really nice. It's really good. Yeah, it's definitely my winter color again. So that's good. It evened out my skin tone and it looks very natural, has a really nice natural finish. And I dig that. All right. So let's just move on to the next part, which will be, what I want to do next, concealer. So the concealer I'm going to be using is Col-lab. I'm happy because like 90%, 80 to 90% of this is Col-lab. This is the Col-lab, what is this? This is the Col-lab concealer. It's called, what is it called? I know it. Flawless. The Col-lab, No Flaws concealer. There it is. It's the Col-lab No Flaws concealer in Mocha. This is great for highlighting. I really enjoy this. This is one of my favorite concealers in general. It's one of my favorite concealers. It's really great for highlighting under my eyes, which is what I use it for. It's a great formula. It blends out easily. It doesn't dry too quickly. It doesn't crease. Like, I ain't mad at it. It's great. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend this. And I'm not going to go like super duper intense with the under eye highlight because I'm trying to look, we're going for a more natural look today. So I don't have to look like plastic, which sometimes I do like to look like plastic. I want to look like a Barbie doll. But today is not one of those days. But this is great for under eye highlight and I love it. And the coverage is pretty good. I would say it's a good medium coverage. I don't know if I would say it's full coverage, but I usually just use this to highlight. But I believe you can build up the coverage because usually I can just add a little more, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add a dot more where my darkness is, just to make sure it's covered and highlighted. And yeah, it is a buildable coverage. And like I said, it's a great formula. It's one of my favorite formulas. And the concealer, the prices will be up, like I said, on the screen, but I'm just kind of guessing. And from, you know, when I remember buying it, the concealer I believe is $12.99, but I got it on sale because, like I said, I was an associate at the time, so I did get it on sale, and I did get it, you know, at a reduced price. But I believe that is the actual price, but don't quote me. And then I am going to put just a smidgen around my mouth where I have my dark spots, just a little bit to highlight that area, cover up my trouble spots. Just going really, really light. Like I said, don't need to look perfect today. Yeah, that looks actually really good. I'm excited when it ends up looking really nice. It's great products, like for real. Like, I'm not just saying it because, you know, I used to work at Sally's, because that ain't it. I actually really enjoy these products, and a lot of these are my ride or dies. So I recommend these quite a bit. Okay, so we are done with that part. So next, we're gonna do a little bit of contouring, and I have this Col-lab Palette Pro Multidimensional Face Shaping Palette in medium deep. It comes with the highlighter, brightener, blush, sculptor, bronzer, medium contour, and a deep contour. So before I get into this, I actually do want to set my face just a little bit with the Set the Stage Ultra Fine Loose Setting Powder in Cocoa Truffle. This is the first powder, skin tone powder I bought. I actually really enjoy this powder. And I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush, big fluffy brush here, lightly tap, and just go ahead and set my face right now. I haven't really gotten into the brightener before, so I'm going to actually use that underneath my eyes to see if it really does brighten underneath the eyes after I contour. So I don't use a lot of powder. I like to be very light on the powder. I have combo skin, so I like to be very light on the powder. I will touch up sometimes in the day if I wear a full face of foundation and I want to keep it looking good. I have touched up before, but I also try not to overdo it. So now let's get into this palette, and I'm going to grab this awesome brush that I love to use for contouring, and I'm going to go into the deep shade right here, and I'm going to use that to start contouring. And I know you're probably wondering, why are you contouring? I know I have intense cheekbones, but sometimes I really like them to really jut out. So what I like to do is I like to start with the brown one, and then if I need a little more, I'll deepen it with the darker one. But I'll start with the light brown. Really light. And then, like I said, if I want more intensity, which I do, I just slightly tap into it. Not too hard, because like I said, the Col-lab products are pretty dusty. Very soft formula, so you can get kind of dusty. So just be aware of that. And I don't do a heavy contour on my head or anything. I never have done that, so it's mostly just, I really want to make sure this is defined as much, even more than it, than it is. So and I do a little bit under here, just a smidgen. I really want my face to look really intense and I'm very light on contouring. I don't contour most of the time. And then I'm going to use this brush that I used earlier, and I'm going to try the brightening powder, which is this powder right here, and see how it looks, because I've never really used it. So let's see if it will brighten underneath the eyes a little more. And I'm just going to go lightly into it. It's yellow powder, and we're just going to pop it under there. See if it really brightens. It's going to brighten. Okay, I need my glasses. Y'all know I can't see shit. So I'm going to look and see if there's any real difference. It's a little bit brighter, I guess, but it's not like amazing, but it's nice. It's a really nice, it's a nice powder. It feels really good on the skin, which I like. Yeah, it brightened it a little bit, just a little bit, but it's nothing I can really write home to. So we're gonna be done with this for now, and I'm gonna come back to it in a second for the highlight, because I'm gonna use the highlight in this. So I'm trying to separate the things I've already used from the things I haven't used yet, so that it's not a big deal. It's not in my way. Okay, so before I go on to the next part, which will be eyes, before I do anything else with the face, I'm going to just spray the Col-lab Grand Finale 3-in-1 Hydrating Makeup Setting Mist. I'm going to use that at this stage to keep me hydrated. I like this setting spray. I just don't use it a whole bunch, just because their setting sprays are really perfumed, and I have sensitive skin, so I try not to use it too much. But it is nice, and it does hydrate, so it does its job. All right, so let's move to eyes. I don't have any Col-lab eye primer, so I'm just going to use this Ardell in her Prime eye primer. Ardell is also a Sally brand, and this is the matte primer. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit on my finger. It comes out, it's supposed to be a lotion, but it comes out kind of oily and watery, so that's why I only like to use a little bit, because I don't want it to be too greasy. Then it's gonna fuck up what I'm trying to do here. So yeah, it looks like oil to me. It was a lotion not too long ago, but now it's an oil. Okay, that's fine. It does feel good on the eye though, but I am going to take this brush, use the excess of that powder to set it, because I feel like it's gonna be too watery and too runny. So all right, so for eyes, I do have a Col-lab little eyeshadow primer. Oh God, eyeshadow palette, and this is the Palette Pro eyeshadow palette in Follow Me. This is a blue palette. Blue is one of my favorite colors to work with, and I really dig how the palette looks. So let's just jump right into the eye portion. I'm just gonna grab these brushes here, and we're gonna jump into it. So I'm just gonna go into this white color down here, and I'm gonna use that as my base, and to set just a little bit more that primer. I'm gonna try to be in the camera as much as possible, but once again, I have to be able to see because I'm blind as a bat. How y'all doing? I'm surviving. I'm surviving. School's going good right now. I'm trying to start a club, and that's not going the way I wanted to, but I'm trying not to give up just yet. Ooh, I forgot to get eyeliner, so I'm gonna have to grab an eyeliner in a little bit. Okay, so that's that, and I'm actually gonna be really pretty simple today. So this has two, there are two mattes, and the rest are all shimmers. So I'm just gonna go into the blue matte color, And I'm just going to start putting that on the lid. So I will say that out of all of the products, this one is less, what's the word I'm looking for? Less powdery. It's not as powdery as some of the other Col-lab products that I've used, so I'm a fan of that. Though when it comes to like powdery products, like you can work around that, you know? That's not like, it's not like a do or die situation for me if something's powdery. Like I can work around it. It's not a big deal unless it's just so powdery to the point you can't work with it. Then it becomes a problem. But usually it's not a problem for me. And I'm not like really caring too much if it's in that part of the eye, because I'm going to put a shimmer on top, so it doesn't need to be perfect right there. But we're just focusing most of it on the outer portion. Yeah, and this blends really nicely. I really do like this palette. I think that you can still get a lot of cool looks out of the palette. You can do something more tame, you can do something a little bit more extreme. I think that it gives you a good amount of options in the blue family to do some cool stuff with it. So I like it. So I'm just doing the same thing on this side that I did on the other side. Make sure put it in the crease. And I'm starting from the outside and putting the color in there, pressing it in. Auntie Jackie taught me this trick, and I use the trick now all the time. I press it in and then blend. It's my favorite trick because it works really well. You get a good blend, but then you also get nice build on the color, so I think it works really nicely. I love it. I'm just making sure to shape it up to where I want it. That's why I do like that, because I want it right under my brow bone, like perfectly. I like to put my makeup all the way up here because it makes my eyes look bigger, and I like having the effect that I have bigger eyes than I actually do. My eyes are actually pretty big, but I like them to be like super open, so that helps me keep it open. So let's move on to, I'm just gonna grab a quick liner. Doesn't matter which liner, black liner, and I am going to use this Covergirl liner. Just randomly picked one, and then we're gonna do some under eye stuff before I put on the shimmer. So let's just lightly, doesn't have to be super pigmented under the eye because I'm gonna put that blue on top, so it doesn't have to be super pigmented. Just something to kind of use as a base almost. Okay, just Covergirl liner, simple to the point. And then I'm going to take this brush here and I'm gonna go back into that blue, and I'm gonna have to do it a little bit harder. Go on that blue. There we go. And I'm just gonna use this underneath my eye to kind of get some blue action going on under there. The blue action. Kind of smoke it out a little bit. And if you're not getting the pigment you want, just spray your brush a little bit. But I like to set it down a little bit first before I spray my brush, and just kind of shape it. And I just like how it feels underneath my eye when it's not wet, because I'm a weirdo. But now, to get more color payoff, I am going to spray it with a setting spray. And then we're going to go in one more time and build up this color, this blue, intensify it just a little. Me likey. And I'm actually tearing up a little bit because my eyes are weak. So use those tears to your advantage, you know? If you're tearing up a little bit, catch it in the brush and use your tears to help set that freaking makeup. Just use your tears. It ends up working out for me usually, so use those tears. Oh, my under eye does look really bright, actually. Okay. 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 Okay, so, whew. Thank God we're done with that part of it, because that is always an event. I hate having stuff like that close to my eye. Hence why I don't ever do a, like, inner eye, like the white in the, ooh. I can't. I put my white out there because I'm like, I can't do it. Makes me nervous. And so I'm going to take this brighter blue here and I'm just going to go in there. And I have used this before, so I know that these are pretty decent. And I'm just going to tap that on here. Just nice, light. Be light though, because I do already have a little fallout, so don't do the, don't drag it, tap it with this, or it will really get all up on your makeup. If you do your face first, it will really get up all under there, and then you will be mad as hell. You will be mad as hell. So just be careful, or you know, you can put a little setting spray on your finger if you want to do that, to make sure it doesn't go down. So I'm just going to take this brush here and make sure it's not getting onto this part. I want that part to be nice and cut. So okay, then we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. And like I said, tap with this because it is too soft to drag. Just tap, tap, tap. Just tap. Just tap. I do not do anything but tap, because then you, like I said, you'll be big mad at yourself if you do anything but tap. Okay. Tap it down, tap, 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 tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it. Lead. That actually looks pretty good. So that's looking pretty good. All right, so we're gonna be done with eyes in a hot second. Once I wipe off this brush real quick. Hold on, no, I need that. What are you doing, Ken? I'm just gonna wipe off my finger and do this, and I am going to plop just a little bit of liner on my lash line, and I'm just going to use this Hank & Henry Slick With It, which is one of my favorite ones, and I'm just going to focus it here. I'm not going to go on the lid, just right there on the lash line. So my trick is that I don't breathe when I do it. That helps a lot. Just hold your breath and you'll have a nice line and it won't go on your actual lid. Don't breathe and you're good. That's the little trick there. Okay, we're almost done. I'm so excited. Oop, don't fall. I've already used that. We've used that. So it's just these 5 things I need to use. Okay. Oh, my nose itches. So far, so good. So I don't have any Collab mascara. They do have mascara that I've been wanting to try forever, but it was pretty expensive, so I never got it. So I'm just gonna use my Focullare Bomb Lashes, and we're just gonna do that real quick. I might even quicken this part up because I think I know how to do that now as well. Didn't use any primer this time, just I didn't want to use my Femme Couture primer because I'm gonna do a one brand tutorial for Femme Couture. And I don't know, I just kind of don't want to have it in this video if I'm going to have it in that one. It's an OCD thing. Honestly, it's just like a OCD thing that I really can't like explain. I'm just wiping. I did have a little fallout, so I'm just using this to wipe underneath my eye. This is the one I need. There's a little white on there, a little bit of blue. There we go. Like it to look kind of perfect, personally. Yeah, this is our girl's best friend. This song's always stuck in my fucking head lately. So. Nice, we're done with eyes. Alright, so for blush, I do have a Col-lab blush. I'm going to use the one here. I'm going to use this one instead for the one, and this is the Soft Spot Sheer Blush in Chatty. This is a blush that I didn't used to like, but it's since grown on me. So I'm just going to use my favorite blush brush, go in there, and we're just going to tap, 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 and right here. I was telling Bae the other day, I was like, you know, I'm pretty confident about my face. When I look at my face, I like what I see. The one thing that I wish I had was like chubbier cheeks. I love chubbier cheeks on people, and I feel like mad that I don't have chubby cheeks. I want chubby cheeks. Hence why I put a lot of blush on, because I want it to look like I have a cheek. And I'm like, I just want to look like I've got like some nice, you know, full cheekies. You know, some people would want my face just, you know, and I love my face, but I really do wish I had more rounded cheeks, I guess. Okay. This is a pretty good blush. It's not my favorite blush I own, but it's good. It does the job. It does what I need to do, and that's all that matters. Then for highlight, we're going to go back into this Palette Pro, and I'm just going to grab a highlight brush, and we're just going to go into the highlight lightly. Be light. Tap, tap. And I'm going to highlight this area. Yes, we are, sis. Go 10, go. It's always a good day for me when the look comes out the way I want it to. It's always a good day for me when it just seems seamless. And today was a seamless day, and I appreciate that. I really do. And it didn't take me as long as sometimes it does. Sometimes I can be on my face for like over an hour, depending on what I want, how I want it to look. Blase, blase, blase. So I'm always happy when it just kind of comes together. I'm about to do a live music review after this. So I want to look snatched. I want to look gorgeous. I want to look gorgeous. Alrighty. Then I'm just gonna chapstick for my lips. And then last but certainly not least, for my lips, I'm going to be using this Col-lab Oh Glow with the Flow lip shine and in Play On, and I'm just going to, it's like a purpley, this is really thick. This is like purpley, but it has like blue like reflects in it, and I like that. It's like kind of hollow. So that's why I chose this. I do have more collab things, but I didn't want to wear a lipstick, so I decided on the glow with the flow instead, just to have a little something on my lips, but nothing too heavy. And then I'm going to finish off with the Col-lab Closing Time 3-in-1 Mattifying Makeup Mist. This is a mattifying one. I have both because in the summertime, this mattifying one is great. I'm a fan of it. And then in the winter, the hydrating one is great too. So I have uses for them both. All right, that's it. That's all. This is the finished look. I actually think the look came out really nicely, so I'm happy about that. I really do like my eyes. I think that my skin looks really nice, and like I said, I've used all these products more than once. A lot of these are my ride or dies, like the Col-lab pressed powder and the primer and the glow with the flow is one of my favorite lip glosses. So that was it, y'all. This was it. Thank you for watching. Thank you those who have supported, who watch me ramble on and watch me do my face. I appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Stay gay and have an awesome day. Oh.